We'll just let the chant take us into meditation. This is a chant to Shiva, pure awareness that manifests everything and anything. สุเตเสสาสามานิรันสิทาชิวาชายโลมานิรันสิทาสัมมาเจอารานิกาเจสัมมาเจอารานิกาเจโกริโอนาสายิคาเอตาชุปตาลังลามุตตะจิวาจาลังกาโดยเจอานุตังดุรินาอานุตังดุรินาอาสักตังดุริเสโอมหะระหะระหะระCome Shiva Shankara Rupam Svabhadaya Arana. Om Hara 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 Mahadev. Jaya Bharati Samaye Tripraye Tirtham Shiva Hridaye Tirtham Samhitameva Pratidina Padranamya Kurute Shiva Padranamya Kurute Shiva Sayujam Gacchati Parasayujam Gacchati Vajjaya Sudhute Om Hara 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 Mahadev. Om Jaya Ganga Jaya Hara Shiva Jaya Girija Shiva Jaya Gauri Nata Tamam Bhalaya Nityam Tamam Bhalaya Shambho Kripaya Jagadisha. Om Hara 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 Mahadev. So we'll just remain in meditation. Great, fantastic hymn to Shiva, to awareness. And I'm going to read a little quote from the great Dzogchen Master Duzhen Rinpoche. And this is actually the essence of everything. Although hundreds or thousands of explanations are given, there's only one thing to be understood. Know the one thing that liberates everything. Awareness itself. Your true nature. Really, that is sort of the essence, of whether it's Hinduism, Buddhism, phenomenology, psychology. This art, becoming aware of awareness. And I'm going to continue on with this theme of one knower, that's us, and our two ways of knowing. Mind as knower of forms and differences, and awareness as knower of being, oneness. They actually go together, like the horse and carriage, huh? They go completely together. That's why we love to integrate them. So we have, and everyone has, two ways of knowing. Our mind knows forms. It knows things, both very, very subtle and very, very gross, thick, dense. Faces and hands, buildings and trees, subtle mathematical formulas. Our mind knows difference, sees difference. The mind knows self and otherness. The mind knows dualities, me and you, us and them, it. The mind knows time. It has a sense of the past, a sense of presentness, and a sense of the future. The mind, our mind, knows things and entities. Sometimes it knows everything as a thing and everything as an entity, even when they might not be. Our mind knows beings, like in our little room right now, all these different beings, infinite beings, infinite beings. Our mind thinks conceptually. It feels affectively. It imagines through imagery. The mind senses through sensations. And the mind has memory, representations. And then there's our awareness. A lot of times we're contained in mind alone, but actually, through practice and through events, circumstances, this awareness opens up, can permeate our mind, permeate our bodies. This awareness knows being, capital B-E-I-N-G. It knows being directly. And this awareness actually knows the beingness of beings. So even in this little room, all these little beings here, when we're in awareness, we actually get a sense of being itself. And the beingness within everything and anything. And then we experience non-duality, oneness. Now, amazingly, in many traditions, being itself is not a being. Being itself is not a being. It's not the biggest of the beings. And yet being manifests beings. And beings manifest. Being manifests beings within beings as their very being. So being is creativity. And being itself is not an entity. It's not a thing. Being, capital B-I-N-G, is non-duality. And being knows the non-dualness, the oneness of everything and anything. Being is oneness, and it's pervasive. Being is openness, unbound openness, emptiness. And being is also being manifest. It's self-manifest. It manifests itself. It's always manifesting itself as everything and anything. And it manifests as radiance. So one of the characteristics of being, what we experience, is this vast openness, or emptiness, or spaciousness. And another characteristic of this being that we experience, even this morning, is this radiance, this light. And being is also intrinsically compassion, which is this creative resonance. Being resonates within beings and through beings as beings. So, as beings, when we experience being in ourselves and others, there's this vast resonance. And perhaps you're experiencing it right now, huh? Like the sublime vibration, energy, light, attunement. We can't quite think being, but we can attune ourselves. We can know being directly, in and of itself, and within each other. So being resonates within beings and through beings as being. Being, this vast non-duality, manifests duality. Although again, being is completely non-dual. Only one. By becoming aware of awareness, by becoming aware of awareness, our own awareness, we start to experience this primordial awareness, which some of the yogis call the ground of being. This ground of beings is being. So as you and I become aware of awareness, we feel the self arising, the self-experience of being itself. Since awareness is being, so as you experience our own awareness, we experience being, since awareness and being are the same. That also means that in essence, you and I are not a thing. You and I are awareness, entwined in thingness. Creative place to be. Awareness is being, knowing itself. Being knows being, and the beingness of all the beings, directly, unmediatedly, intuitively. Gnosis. Gnosis. It's completely close, isn't it? Completely close. It's not actually deep down. The mind knows time. It's 7:40. And being knows timelessness. In time and beyond time. They're simultaneous. Timelessness and being. Being becomes everything and anything absolutely everything and anything. It manifests everything and manifests anything. Today's 9/11, ultimately being manifested. 9/11. Being itself, being self-manifest, everything and anything. That's why it stretches us to really hold being and to being being. It takes us beyond so many categories. Every category. Being is no thingness whose characteristics are this openness, this creative openness, this unbound, indeterminate potential. And it's self-manifest as radiance, as light, creating everything and anything. This light becomes energy, and the energy becomes matter. The nature of matter is being. Being manifests itself in us as itself. It manifests itself in us as awareness. Awareness is not a thing. Awareness is no thingness. Ultimately, when we gaze into our own awareness, or into the awareness of another, we experience no thingness. We experience that openness, that space, that light, that knowingness. You and I hear the word self or subjectivity, which goes beyond our mind. Our very subjectivity is this innate awareness being manifesting itself as you and me. This awareness that I am Ahama and that you are is this vast no thingness within thingness. This awareness as knowingness is this openness, this sunyata. This potential. And this knowingness is radiance. It's illumination. It illuminates everything and anything. Even right now, these words you're experiencing through your own radiance. And this resonance, beings resonating in being, like Indra's net. In this room, and beyond this room, this vast resonance is the great compassion. That's why being and being liberates us. And that's why the yogis call it Hridayam, heart essence. It's not a sentiment. And it's not just a wish. Like happy birthday. And within this resonance, this direct resonance, the experience of the goodness, of beingness, and everything and anything manifest. Directly. Beyond our mind. Beyond the judgment. Being is goodness. Pure goodness. Kadig, as the yogis describe it. To experience the beingness of beings, or a being, including one's own being, is to experience the bliss of being, the bliss of existingness. Some of the yogis, Dzogchen, describe it as the bliss of Vajrakumara, unborn and undying. It is true, being appears and disappears as beings unceasingly. And yet, being is neither born nor dies. Being is. There are many, many dimensions that being manifests, that it shows, creates, brings forth. Being manifests our life as Namanakaya. That means this dimension of flesh, this human world, flesh and animals, and trees, earth, cars. It manifests the appearance and the disappearance of beings. Yet, in great Dzogchen traditions and Shaivite traditions say, being itself always remains. Even as form disappears, the beingness of the being remains. By the tantrics are always asking, what remains? What remains? Since being is timeless awareness. Timeless awareness manifest in time. Being manifest in time as beings. The alike feel, to use that terminology, is being remembering itself as time, as beings in times. It's amazing and really, really useful as the yogis say, emoho, fantastic, to know that being itself is the source and manifests the eminent flow of all lived experience. Your experience, your ongoing, continuous, lived experience is manifested by being right now, that close, not far away. That complete. Being is the indivisible source of your ongoing lived experience, day after day, life after life. The yogis say, know that. And even at this very moment, within all experience, being is manifesting, radiating. So every experience is the openness of being, the doorway, the portal into the beingness of our own being. So through duality, we can experience the non-duality of being. Being is not a distinct phenomena within this stream of experience. Being shines through all experience, both the beautiful and the most terrible, the most horrific, through both love and agony. Being shines through. So being is experienced through beings, through our own being. Like in meditation, awareness, we experience being manifesting as our very own being. And our very own being is the doorway of being for others. The doorway of being itself. Your being is a doorway, the opening, like the door in the dream. The doorway, both within and without. That is the essence of Dzogchen. The indivisibility of being manifests both phenomena, circumstances, and the knower simultaneously. It manifests bringing forth the knowingness of phenomena, of circumstances, and at the same time it's manifesting not only the circumstances but the knower. So within that doubleness is oneness. The paradox, and not easily seen, is that being is manifesting as self-arising. It's not manifesting as otherness, like and it spits you out, you know. Being is self-manifesting as you and as me in this world. It's self-manifest as all experience. And the flow of shining experience, that means we all know the experience, it's manifesting, is infused and imbued with vast spaciousness, this openness. This self-manifestation is beyond causality. All the self-manifestation of being manifesting everything and anything is completely direct. It is eminence. It is the field of eminence. And in the field of eminence, there is no outside. So all experience is a self-manifestation of primordial non-duality manifesting. And so, being is magical because it is beyond cause and effect. That frees you to experience what you are all the time, beyond right and wrong, beyond good and evil, beyond better and best, beyond truth and falsity, beyond self-improvement, beyond rituals, beyond belief, directly, boldly, embracing. The practice is really simple, though not easy. Becoming aware of your own awareness and integrating your mind in that moment. And then you can experience non-duality within duality. And within duality, you can experience non-duality, oneness. So remaining in awareness. Been cultivating awareness about an hour now. Let's focus this awareness, our awareness, on people we know and love who may be having difficulties. So we can extend this light. Directly and unmediatedly. Dorje Rinpoche, this great Dzogchen master, who actually they reincarnate life after life, and so the person who's come back as him is actually visiting the United States. But Dorje Rinpoche would say this: really, begging prayers are sort of useful, but not really. Is much more better, powerful, to own the light. Take it in your own hands. And use that power, that Shakti, for your sake and others. Then Yangtang Rinpoche, another great master, lived a great deal of his life in a Chinese prison, would say this: true compassion, absolute compassion, is this capacity from within timeless awareness to extend this light into a person's present, and then into their past, and then into their future. Today's 9/11. I remember, like we all do, being someplace and watching with horror the horrific massacre taking place there. But it actually takes place, every day, every year, relentlessly. I remember watching it like a voyeur, peering. All sorts of little feelings, but doing nothing. Then I remembered Dorje Rinpoche, and I began that practice of extending the light at that moment. Wonderfully, that practice is always present for us. So we'll do that right now. We'll focus awareness. And whatever those scenes were, 9/11, you focus the power and the light of awareness with its magicalness. And we'll extend the light into the past. And then we extend the light into the present of the people. And then we extend it into the future. Every time we're watching TV, this evening, tomorrow, and we see the repetitious pictures of slaughter relentlessly taking place, we'll take that practice into the heart essence. If we're in mind alone, it's like wishing people happy birthday. But if we're in awareness itself, We're in that field of the beingness of being that is completely close, without distance. And we extend, then we are participating usefully in that drama for self-liberation. With that understanding, we'll rub our hands together, we'll place it in our hearts, and we're going to put the Shiva artry on. This chant is Shiva. And Shiva's really great, huh? And the images of Shiva, with the Shakti. But some of those ancient images, like Shiva's sitting on a mountaintop, frozen by himself, or even Buddha sitting under the tree, may not be the most powerful images, archetypical images for our life now. We'll have refreshments upstairs, and you can meditate for an hour. Thanks. To 9 o'clock. Huh? We don't have equipment yet. We're going to start broadcasting. You have to get a computer, and we'll start doing soon.